Welcome to another episode, Dr. James Beckett Sports Card Insights. Today's episode is the first we've had that is a tribute to a woman, and a woman well deserving of honor, actually the wife of a very, very prominent, outstanding and dealer and great friend of ours as well. But we're going to give tribute to Patty Young, Kit Young's deceased wife. She's been gone 11 years now, but Dave and I knew her. I don't know if we say we knew her professionally, but we certainly knew her personally from Dave was at the Hawaii show and extensions as I was for many years, and really enjoyed her sense of hospitality and her joy de vivre and spirit, and she made everything fun. So we'll get into that. First, thanks to the sponsors, Beckett Media, Beckett Grading, Beckett Authentication, ComC, that's COMC.com, Heritage Auctions, which is HA.com, Huggins and Scott Auctions, which is HugginsandScott.com, Mike's Stadium Sports Cards, which is MikeSSS.com, and Burbank Sports Cards, which is BurbankSportsCards.com, Panini, which is PaniniAmerica.net, Tops, which is Tops, and you better know that that's TOPPS, not TOPS, because you're in this industry, you listen to this podcast. Tops, long, well-respected brand, TOPPS.com, and Upper Deck, been around for 30 years, also outstanding card company. Those are the sponsors. But today we're going to talk about a woman that, for a not a very tall person, she cast a long shadow. She was a force, certainly the part of the creative aspect of what became one of the most fun events of the year, which was the Hawaii Trade Show that Kit started before, but when Patty came along as his first girlfriend and then wife, it really went to the next level. And again, you were there for a lot of those, Dave. So do you agree or disagree or amplify?
She was the perfect, what became co-host to Kit with the show. It became, from Kit being Kit's show, the Kit Young show is what most veterans will know it as. And in the middle to later years with Patty's addition, she was just the perfect fit. Kit is such a wonderful person, and Patty was as well. And she just brought a different side out of Kit, as well as just
he's pretty laid back in some of those ways, and she ran a pretty tight ship, I think. So she figured out this is the way to do this. We're going to do it right, and she brought not just a feminine touch, but an organizational touch and a perhaps even a 5-star approach to some of these things. Where it had been a bunch of guys getting together, it became an event where I brought my wife, you brought your wife.
Correct.
It was a lot of fun, and I attribute a lot of that to Patty.
And she made it comfortable for everyone. My experience and my first time of meeting her and first time being invited to their home in Maui.
Kind of the after party.
Yeah. I mean, it was just moments that I would never forget. And I felt it just made you feel so special. And as time went on, I began to realize, you know what? She did that to a lot of people. It wasn't me that was special. It was her.
Well, I disagree. You are special. And your wife, Bev was special too. And so she took an interest in me, in you, and, not everybody, but she had some people for whatever reason that she, really enjoyed being with, and you could tell. She's very sincere. In fact, I think she was a real straight shooter. I mean, it's basically if she didn't like somebody, I think that also became evident. But she really liked you guys and enjoyed, because these invitations were not random. She was when they were married at his lovely home, she's bringing people into their home, which was a very, very nice home. And, again, providing hospitality and, making it a party a party atmosphere, because she was really loved life.
The after party, as you called it, was after the golf outing that happened during the day, and that golf outing with hobby executives and hobby veterans had become legendary over the years. And I was fortunate to get involved in that, and I thought that was so much fun and so special. But then when we came back to the house and saw the layout and saw the food and the
unlimited sushi,
oh my gosh, and the good stuff too, the stuff that you might not order at the restaurant yourself, but it was there all you.
Well, they were foodies. Kit and Patty were foodies. I mean, they liked nice wine, they liked nice food, and they didn't scrimp. They put on an amazing spread for their friends, and just, again, like I said, both honored to be friends. But so both of us, I think, had a personal relationship as well as professional. And how did that come about for you? I know how it came about for me because I've known Kit for a really long time, and he's kind of my contemporary. But you're the next generation down. So I know that Patty, they did not have kids, but they kind of have, I think, 4 kids because they have Scott and Bob and Rob and Nacho. So I don't know, maybe missing
Mitch.
one. And Mitch. Oh my goodness, Mitch is their Hawaii son. So but she was very motherly with them. But so did she treat you that way? Because she treated me like a, I don't know, brother, uncle, friend, neighbor.
Right.
Really, we got along great. She was very bright. They're both very bright.
Very observant and very very outgoing and very interested in you. She when I was fortunate to go to the Hawaii show, I remember I believe it might have even been at registration, and we met for the first time, and she knew that I was an employee of yours, but we had not met before. Yeah. And I told her, she said, "Well, what are you doing after the show?" And I said, I'm taking a couple of days by myself in Maui just because I've never been in Hawaii before. Yeah. And since the company paid for me to get this far, I might as well pay for a couple more days on the rest. Yeah. No question. And she said, well, why don't you come by the house? And I was just flabbergasted because I'm thinking, she doesn't know me, but she knows me through Jim. And
well, she knew
she knew of me.
Again, I mean, you're exceptional, but we were hiring people that were, nice people. But the amazing thing was that for you going over there, you were kind of doing ad and corporate marketing kinds of things, and you couldn't have a more target-rich environment than not just at the big Hawaii thing with hundreds of people, but a couple dozen clustered together of some key influencers all in one place, playing golf and having these nice buffets and dinners and parties that were just I perhaps would say lavish. I think she would make it be over the top in a way that was to make us feel comfortable.
No question. And as you know, in business, so much success comes through relationships, and that type of event helped grow relationships, introduce relationships. And you're right. It probably did, in a fun environment, it probably did more for me to advance my career than I could have ever imagined. And
I hope so, but yeah.
The meeting and getting to know, a lot of the people that I remember seeing there in 1996, I still know now. I still have relationships.
Right.
I still visit at the National now. And she just didn't invite you and throw you to the wolves. She made sure you knew everybody. She would introduce people. She would say, "Do you know this person? Do you know this person? Oh, you don't? Let me introduce you." Right. So she wasn't just throwing the invite. She was ensuring the comfort and making sure that you're comfortable there. And she did that at the show too. If you were new to the show, she would take a little bit extra interest in somebody that had been there for 3 or 4 years.
Well, I think everything for her was in a relational context. I can't tell you how much joy she had when I can't remember, it must have been 07, possibly 08, although she passed away in 08. But at some point in there, I had met my awesome wife, Diane, and we weren't married, we were dating. And she wanted the scoop, and I told her how amazing this woman that I'd met was. And she was just really happy for me. And I was happy for me too. But, if she were here today, I'd want to tell her, hey, my wife Diane was even better than I thought when I talked to you, Patty Young. But you actually, at some point, started bringing Bev out, your wife.
Correct.
And how did they, because again, Patty had an easy rapport with the guys. But she got along well with Bev as well, right?
No question.
How did that come about?
Well, and she played a role in it. Yeah. In having Bev come out there is that, in that first year, I didn't bring my wife. It was a business trip. And she said, she started asking, are you married? How long have you been married? What is she like? And she said, well, why don't you bring her next year? And I said, oh, yeah. Yeah, I need to. And so probably 3 of the next 4 years, my wife did come and she got to know Patty, and there'd be times when, I'd be out with the guys and Bev would be with Patty, and they would be visiting, and, they even stayed in touch, after the show, or whenever I'd see Patty again at another regular card show, obviously first, how's Bev? What's going on with Bev? And she really felt like an aunt. She really felt like a caring family member.
Yeah. Well, I remember that. I remember, that's she wasn't that old when she passed away, and kind of went suddenly. I was assuming it was a heart attack.
I believe so, yeah.
I think so. But it was a sudden thing, and I had a heart attack, and I was miraculously revived. And you can't know what the situation is, but they weren't able to revive her. I was revived, but so just Kid had his soulmate, and they met when they weren't. They were mid-career or so when they met, and they just were inseparable, and just it was great to see them both really happy. But it's tough moving on from that.
Yeah, the loss was large, and the loss was painful. And even though I probably only knew her for 10 or 12 years, it hurt. And Bev and I went out to the funeral in San Diego, as much to honor and support Kit as it was to honor Patty.
Yeah.
But it was I feel the loss for Kit, because she was just so wonderful to everyone else, and what she brought and what she gave to him. That's a big loss.
He is a unique guy, and so he needed to be with a unique woman, and Patty was all that and more, and just they seem to be very complementary. Again, both very sharp and shared a lot of common interests. I don't think she got into the nuts and bolts of card collecting, but she could. I wouldn't want to play poker against her, or put it another way, she'd probably want to play poker with me.
Right.
She was good at all those kinds of games, and she could read people. Whereas I'm not a good bluffer. If those of you have seen, that's probably subject of another episode. But she kept her mind sharp, and but again, very sad to see somebody kind of in her prime. I'd say probably
very much.
I think she was. She's younger than me, younger than Kit. But
she loved a lot of people, and I think one of them I think of very much is Adam Martin was one of her favorites.
Yeah.
He wasn't a golfer, so a lot of times he would stay back at the house with her, and while we were out there.
Maybe he was a smart one.
Yeah, we were out there chasing balls out of the jungle. And,
right.
But yeah, she loved Adam, and it was like seeing family when you see Patty.
Yeah. Well, they were. Again, not. That was where she was the queen. She was the queen out there in Hawaii, and just amazing hostess skills, and really
people person.
I think I saw a Kid kind of blossom. He kind of had his shtick, and he had the guys who were great that worked with him. But she brought a little order to it, and brought a lot of happiness into his life. So I think we're out of time, Dave. Like I said, I did see you at the funeral and saw Bev there, and I don't go to a lot of funerals. I'm going to more now, but that's one I just felt and you felt the same. We really need to be there for just to honor her memory and to honor her.
Is